guys, and welcome back to Smells Like Teen Angst. This is Poppin' Off at Pops, our Riverdale After Show. Ta-da! And today we are going to be talking about Riverdale, Season 5, Episode 6, Back to School. And look at, guys, we're adorable. Did we do this on purpose? Did we plan this? No, of course not. But
we're just ready to go back to school.
We're so ready. But like, I do have to give Jordan's a special shout out. I got to make you bigger because you got to show your elbows.
Hey,
yeah. The folklore cardigan.
We love T-Swift in this house.
We do. It's the cutest. So I was like, I got to give her a special shout out.
Can't wait till mine arrives.
So before we get started, as we usually do, we're going to jump back into some of your guys' comments that you left in our chat and on our after the video was live. And you guys also keep commenting because you're awesome, to kind of discuss some of the things that you guys were feeling. Oh, wait, first intros. Ladies, I almost didn't intro you. Intro yourselves.
Take it away.
Hi, I'm Jordan. You can find me at @Lambertra, spelled just like that, on the internet when I am not here doing Poppin' Off at Pops. I got random pop culture takes and all kind of stuff, but I also play in a super rad Dungeons and Dragons campaign with Keiki on Tuesdays on QueueTimes Twitch channel.
Looks like this.
Oh!
Yeah, Keiki.
And I am Keiki, and you can find me at that little thing, The Life of Keiki, on all social media platforms. And of course, when I'm not with my Smells Like Teen Angst cast, you can find me on Tuesdays at 6:30 at QueueTimes on Twitch, playing D&D with Jordan. And we are doing amazing, and it is so much fun.
It's so good, you guys. It's so good. You know, we don't always have McDowell's money. It's fine. I will never not talk about that. Okay, so now, and I'm Sarah, your host, and I do a bunch of stuff on this channel. You're welcome. I talk too much. I'm done. You guys can find me. I reply to all your comments. So I do. Your eyes are
right now, because it's always you. I have the logins, and the comments are always you. I have the login. I could be commenting.
I know. And
by the time I see it, you've already gotten there.
Well, because you can too, because I always put like Sarah just in hopes that one of you guys will reply. So our first comment is from Aspen Lux. She said, in defense of Kevin, I will say that at my small high school, we had a teacher who covered science, PE, driver's ed, and coach boys basketball and baseball.
Was he Jamaican?
This Bob.
Why did Jamaicans have like 9 jobs?
I did ask where they went to school, and I have not heard back. So, and also, if you did reply back and you didn't hear from me, sometimes YouTube deletes comments, and it's not me. I promise. I've never deleted a comment in my life, even if it's mean. Moving on. My songs for me. Cheryl needs more screen time.
Agreed. My songs agreed.
Yes. I am over these like small little vignettes with Cheryl and her sadness, but you know, I think
miss my queen.
I miss my queen. But I think we might be getting here after this episode. Another one from my songs for me, because you love us, we love you. Anyone with Blossom Blood was supposed to split half of the Clifford fortune, and the rest went to Cheryl. And then another comment was that they also went to the farm, which I don't remember. So that may or may not be right. If it's right, let us know.
So like none of us know what happened to the money. Cool.
That's
I just wanted to make sure it wasn't just me.
No, it's a lot of us, because it's confusing and makes no sense. And then JVTV, I think they donated their inheritance to the farm. So yeah, we're all like, money went somewhere. Someone has money, and as we learned, Cheryl doesn't have money. But that's that. Those are your like hot topics. Also, people are very excited for this Barchiness, which I am too. And we got some extra Barchiness in this episode. Overall thoughts before we dive into details. Did you guys enjoy this episode? Yay, nay, kinda.
It was like halfway to me. Like I enjoyed it, but it wasn't my favorite. I think my biggest complaint is that the scenes got super choppy again.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And so it just kind of took me out.
Yeah, I kind of enjoyed it, but kind of didn't, just because again, we're like trying to focus on everybody in one episode.
Mhm.
And it's just not normal to do that in the show. It never has been like that. You know, we hit the mains and then we're off and on. And I'm tired of setup.
Yeah.
I feel like this might be the last setup episode. I really enjoyed this episode. I kept guffawing at a lot of moments, and I wish I would have noted which ones those were, because I thought it had a lot of like moments for me. But you know, it's not for everybody. It's totally fine. I wanted to make note of a couple things. Polly is still missing. The Barchie hookup was not one at a time. We've got vandals trying to burn down the school, and a couple of Riverdale isms we got this episode were Ned's list.
Thank you. I'm glad you noted that.
I noted that. If I catch them, I note them. And then Crispies, which Keiki feels is Sotheby's, which is the big auction house.
Oh.
I was like, what
okay, thank you. I didn't get it.
I think it's Sotheby's.
Yeah,
no,
but I like art.
Sense.
I think
That
you're
makes
right.
sense. I just didn't get it. I think you're right.
And then Miss Bell is the mole and has no loyalty to anybody.
No, she's just telling everybody's secrets. She's a chatty Kathy.
All the secrets. So I just said, let's just jump in the order. I just kind of like wrote them down as we saw them and the way that they hit the screen. So Archie and Jughead are bestie roommates still. He's, off to school their first night before going to Riverdale High to be teachers.
Mm-hmm.
And he's reading of Mice and Men sitting on the couch.
Jughead's never read of Mice and Men before. I call baloney.
Come on. Like that was like required reading for everyone.
And
maybe
like
it's not anymore.
Grade.
I don't know. I went to
also,
school.
he's like a world best-selling author. He probably read this before.
Maybe he was just like brushing up. I don't know. We were
trying to find some like existentialism in it or some kind of crazy thing. Right.
Because that's how he rolls. Archie is the RROTC teacher, as we knew, and then put himself in the way of becoming the football coach, which I liked because, as I mentioned, we got the fire in the school, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Archie goes to see Reggie and then bitch slaps Reggie in the face, sucker punches that fool. And that's one of the moments that I was like,
I loved that because he did not fight back and he had a whole football team with him, but he was scared. People are still scared of the Red Paladin.
Reggie deserved to get punched in the face. He is such like an annoying yes man at this point. I'm over it.
Mm-hmm.
I will say I do enjoy. I gotta shout! Like this is their confrontation. He's like, "I will beat you senseless," or whatever it is that he said.
Okay, but Reggie's butt does look nice in this scene. Damn, Reggie.
I mean,
look at that skinny little football player in the back, though. Like, come on.
Girl, we all know he's the kicker. It's
yeah.
But I do like that Reggie is Hiram's yes man in a way, because I kind of enjoyed their scenes together where Hiram's sitting there like eating comfort food, which I guess are Doritos for him.
And, right? I love that Hiram Lodge eats Doritos.
And they're just like lamenting over Riverdale. And he's like, oh, the hope, the school, they have 100 students. And I was just like,
Riverdale can grow like a weed. I also like that he stole Veronica's.
Nostalgic about this high school. So nostalgic.
I like that Hiram stole Reggie because it's like, Veronica went off to school and we have no idea what Reggie was doing. He was abandoned. So of course he's going to hook up with the first person he can kind of serve because that's who he is. That's who his character always was. Like, what can I do for you?
Yeah. He's a lapdog. He's a follower. He always needs someone to like take him around. Which I liked. I also really enjoyed the Barchie, like the hookups in this. We've got them hooking up in the car, because they're all like,
did anybody else?
The Titanic moment?
Okay, Titanic, I see you.
Yeah, I know people don't like it. I know there are Bughead stands, which I do like the relationship, but it got really boring and kind of stale. And I love Betty and Archie, I've actually been their fan from the beginning because I'm very much that girl who likes the boy next door. That's been my life. So
I actually think that they have more chemistry than like Bughead ever did. I do.
I like that. You're like, even though like they broke up, they still got us the chemistry. Yeah, like Betty is now teaching shop, which I actually didn't see coming. So
Me neither, but it makes sense.
Yeah,
it makes sense. I get it.
Pleasantly surprised by that. And so they're hooking up in the backseat of the car that all the kids are supposed to restore. And I love that they're having like this secret conversation in the teacher's lounge, you know, all about like, we're in our 20s. It should be so much easier to hook up now. Like, but Jughead lives here. And I'm like, because people don't have locked doors. You can't lock a door. You think Jughead's going to just barge in and be like, hey.
But he'll know that they're hooking up. And this is still supposed to be on the secret tip, you know, on the low.
Roommate code, Archie just brings her in the back door, puts a sock on his doorknob, and Jughead minds his business.
Yeah, well, you know Jughead's going to be like, oh, well, who'd you have in your room? He's going to want to know. I think. No? Okay.
Okay, but did anybody catch on to Archie's excuse for why he was there when the fire got set?
Oh, he was just like,
jogging. I was night jogging.
I was having and I like that he had to hesitate so hard. He's like, you were there. Why were you here after hours?
Night jogging. Nobody says it like that. You just said I was out for a jog. And you're like, oh, I went for a day jog this morning?
No. It was a night jog.
A night jog.
But I was like, y'all are gonna get caught eventually, because like Betty rolls up after all her drama and is like, is Jughead at work? Like, yeah. And then like they go bang and it was fine. They're gonna get careless and they're gonna get caught.
They barely were careless, because when Betty rolls up after work, they're just on the porch. Anybody could see them.
Yeah. Yeah. When his whole like crux during this is that he's trying to get funding for the football team, right? So the school only has enough for like teachers. The end. That was like my log.
No, but that's where we learned with Tony that yeah, there is money, but I put it aside for another program, which is
the Vixens. That was an awesome scene, an awesome moment of her strolling down in her like I forgot what that means.
HBIC
head in charge.
There you go. I was like, her thing across her chest. It happened.
Also, I feel like that's a get for Cheryl. Like, she is coming for Cheryl's attention. She's like, girl, we have to talk. We need to be together. And by bringing back the Vixens, like, and becoming the HBIC, like, how long will Cheryl Blossom allow that to happen?
Oh, not long, because we saw her roll up and sitting in her counselor's chair. Like, no, Tonykins. Like,
after she got a call from Miss Bell, who just be running her mouth.
Snitches get stitches, Miss Bell.
I know. She's the whole phone tree, basically.
It's just her.
It's just Miss Bell.
Just Miss Bell. I wish I had a photo of her. I could just pop her up. Maybe I'll find one and put it up after. Yeah. But I didn't like how when Archie was looking for funding, he tried to emotionally manipulate Cheryl. I'm like, can we stop that nonsense?
But I did love how Cheryl called him on it, because even though she's still in her like flowers in the attic, like weird moment, Archie does try to
Grey Gardens.
Her Grey Gardens life. Archie tries to emotionally manipulate her, and Cheryl immediately is like, keep my brother's name out your mouth, Archie. Keep his name out your mouth.
Which I appreciated that the writers did that. And you could see it still affected her. I need more info on this like plagiarism painting thing that she's doing. Because how?
I need to know how the Blossoms got so broke. I need to know why plagiarizing paintings is the lucrative business for them, because it is so easy to trace a fake, you know? So I just want to know why.
Yeah. And not even though, like, you raise good points, but also the girl who they're selling the painting to is just barely walked outside, and Nana, who I guess is going deaf, is just screaming their plan. Like, Nana, can you not do this? She can hear you. This woman she's right outside.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is so true. I did not think of that.
I didn't either.
No, immediately I was like, the door just closed, Nana, and you're like, so we gonna sell her the fake, right? Yeah.
Like, she's crazy. I'm excited to see what the next painting is, because she sold a fake painting of Jason for millions of dollars.
$250,000.
Yeah. So I was like, okay. Veronica is teaching economics.
Hold it.
Yeah, right. And apparently she's the hot teacher with everyone auditing, which I think is hilarious.
Because she was showing out with her work clothes. Those guns were like just suns out, guns out, Veronica. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Hold on, let me do this again. Let me look at this.
Snatched.
Like, let me just say, my sister is a teacher, and my sister has a large boobs and is a curvy woman, and she always wore things that were too big because she didn't like the way like the boys would talk about her. And Veronica rolls up like this.
Pencil skirt, and like, you know what you're doing when you put a pencil skirt on. You know.
I know. And then Chad has made his way. Chad Gecko has made his way and surprised her, and she was like, the fit.
Oh my God, you guys, look at the box. Cruzy cakes.
Oh!
Like Susie cakes. I hate it so much. Oh my God.
I love it. Susie Cakes is so delicious, though.
I love it too.
Ooh, I used to work by a Susie Cakes. Oof, y'all.
Oh, it's so good. If y'all don't know Susie Cakes, Google it. It's a delicious like dessert spot.
Get celebration cake, slice, live your best life.
Just live it. Just live it.
Just have a bad day
Jordan.
at work and go to Susie Cakes on your lunch like I used to. Get some cupcakes.
I've done that. Good catch, Jordan. I did not catch that while watching. Thank you. Speaking of Chad, I'm just gonna jump ahead to the worst scene of the entire episode.
I mean, every scene with Chad gets on my nerves. I was like on the fence of liking him or not liking him, and I have officially decided that I fucking hate him.
Yeah, I don't think we're supposed to like him because he's like a douchebag, and none of this is genuine. And you learn that he's been talking to Veronica's dad.
He also just looks like a haunted doll. Like he looks like Annabelle's brother, Chadwick. No, get out of here.
He looks like a haunted doll.
City, that's who she married?
I know, it's weird. I wish I had their story, but you're not wrong. He totally looks, hold on. Where is he? He looks like a haunted doll.
He does. He's got the same energy too as like Cal
dying.
From Titanic, back to Titanic.
Oh, Billy Zane?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's got that like energy of like, I'm gonna hit a bitch. I was waiting for him to hit her.
It's like, I'm like, he's gonna hit her, he's gonna slam her against the wall, something like that is coming. I can feel it. And then like, especially after that like really awkward, this is not the worst scene. After that really awkward conversation with Archie, after he shows up and he's like, hey, I just
the dick measuring contest?
Yeah. And he's like, I just want to get money. He's like, oh, well, for the football team. And he's like, well, I know that you are a military vet and you don't want a handout. So what if you work for it? What if you redo our whole apartment? And Veronica's like, what's wrong with you? What is happening right now? So that was not the worst scene, but that scene was ridiculous. And I also get it because he feels very threatened. But no, the worst scene for me is this one.
Oh God.
Why do we keep coming back here?
Why?
So, I have multiple issues with this scene.
Go on.
Okay, first of all.
I will give you a platform. Here you go.
First of all, I love I can't think of her real name right now.
Camila Mendes.
Veronica.
Camila
yes,
Mendes.
I love Camila Mendes. She is fantastic. She does have a very nice singing voice. Does she have a singing voice that can carry off Shallow? She does not. She does not have the range. I love her, but no. And then you have Chad get up and start singing. Who knew that Chad could sing, with his haunted Barbie doll ass? And then this is the tech nerd, like musician in me about to snap is that she's here with her mic. He walks up with her wired mic. He walks up with his wireless mics, and those mics don't start doing feedback. Get out of here.
They don't always. I've done duets at the karaoke's.
Those mics would have been feedbacking. They were not set up. No, I don't buy it.
I just have an issue with every time they have her sing because, as you said, she's very lovely. I love her as Veronica. I think she does such a lovely job. I just do not like hearing her sing, and
No.
I feel that Jughead is all of us. When it was happening.
His face just says, y'all, karaoke is not going to fix your marriage.
No. And I was like, when watching, I was like, this is the most white people-y thing I have seen in a long time. And I say that fully knowing that Camila Mendes is not a white woman. But Veronica is.
She has big Karen energy. Veronica has big Karen energy.
People of color can Caucasian. They can act. She was acting real Caucasian in that scene.
She has big Karen energy. It's fine.
And I would have much rather heard Kevin sing Defying Gravity than that.
Thank you. You can't give me that tease and then it not happen.
Like,
also,
why is he so like he's like crying about it? Look how he's like that she's singing it. No one's having that response, Kevin.
No.
Just you.
Also, why is Chadwick just sitting in the back of Veronica's class when he decides to stay in Riverdale? Like, bruh, you don't have like work you could be doing on your laptop at the local Starbucks?
Because that's what abuse is.
Not. Like,
that is what it is to be in a abusive relationship. No space.
Yeah.
He is leashing her. He is making sure every one of her moves are watched. He is sitting in the back of her class. Like, he wants to know, where are you at? Who are you with? You know?
mm-hmm.
It's abuse. I'm waiting for her to just smack a bitch.
Yo, after that conversation when Archie rolled up like that and was like asking for money and then they left and she turned around, I was like, he's gonna slam her against the wall. That's what I was expecting.
Oh, for sure.
Like, so I'm proud of Veronica for like packing his bags and being like, look, I was wrong. We need space. This is not okay. You just reminded me of why, because of how you just acted. So, you know, good for you, girl. Stand up for yourself. And she's going to open like a jewelry shop. That's fine. You know, have Smithers help her. It's cool.
It was okay. So it's just funny to me because when she's talking about opening the jewelry shop, I'm like, but the town of Riverdale is in so much trouble. Like, who could afford high-end jewelry, Veronica? And then it immediately like smash cuts to her next day in class. And she's like, supply and demand is the first rule of economics. And I'm like, but you're still opening a jewelry store.
Yeah, I know.
In a town that doesn't even exist.
Yeah, they've been like defunded or whatever as we say while Hiram sits there eating his Doritos.
Dissolved.
I just love it was Doritos. That's my favorite thing.
Can we stop saying Doritos? Because like now I'm hungry.
So let's just jump to Betty. Betty's the shop teacher, hooking up with Archie and cars and stuff, but now she's dragging Kevin into her drama like she used to do Jughead, right? Kevin's the new Jughead for her. Polly is still missing, and now they're going on a journey, on an adventure to try and find her. You know,
I just heard the like little Einsteins like
got an adventure.
I heard the Hobbits.
Like, I'm going on an adventure. I use that all the time in our videos. It's one of the best. But they she gets her FBI sleuthing out, you know, and she finds out
on her windbreaker.
What did you think? You're like, I really want an FBI windbreaker now.
Yeah, I want an
Betty
FBI
Cooper
windbreaker now.
Betty Cooper wore an FBI windbreaker so that I had to get an FBI windbreaker.
It's coming to a hot topic near you.
It's the energy, okay? It's the energy that the windbreaker brings. She just walks into places and she's like, you're going to answer my question. And I'm like, I think I need an FBI a windbreaker.
I was hoping this was a windbreaker. It's not. It's just her weird little, adorable jumpsuit.
I love her jumpsuits.
Yes, for shop class, I'm here
Look
for
at this couple, though. Look at them.
I know. I love it.
All American.
So all American. They're like that little Christian couple that actually likes to swing, you know?
Yeah. That's apple pie, honey.
Mm-hmm.
Apple pie a la mode.
Oh, we're funny.
You can't just call yourself funny.
You could just ask me why they're funny. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so she sleuths to they find on Ned's list, that she's been, selling herself and providing the jingle jangle for the ghoulies to all these truckers off of Lonely Highway. And they find the last trucker, and Betty goes to meet up with him, and he's like, I promise, we're fine. And then you learn, and I actually wasn't sure if I believed it at first, and now I do, that Polly was basically high on jingle jangle, freaked out. And so that whole scene we had a couple episodes ago of her running, or was it last episode? I don't remember, of her running from the truck was actually just a freak out she was having from the drugs. And then they find a wallet, and they're like, she's here.
I mean, it could be
wallet.
It could be that, or
and one shoe.
Right.
Cinderella.
Mm-hmm. She did turn midnight. She turned into a pumpkin.
I mean, we've all had those nights, though. We've all had Cinderella nights.
Call it out.
We don't talk about it.
It didn't happen. And then Jughead as the English teacher, and they have mice and men. I love that he's like, no one's reading them. We're doing a pop quiz because I just need to know what kind of idiots you are.
Right? You're gonna disrespect me, and you're not gonna read this book. Fuck you. Here's a quiz.
Yeah, and I just he's obviously an alcoholic now. When he sits on that desk, I'm like, bro hasn't slept in 12 days. He obviously
got 3 jobs.
He had 3 shots of whiskey before coming to school.
He's just giving me he's gonna grow up and become Larry David vibes. Just he's all types of anger mood, he's the essence of crotchety.
Not old man Dreyfus. I love that he's working at Pop still, and continuing to let everyone know that teachers don't make enough money.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I just the kids try to give him a tip jar and stuff, and they were he's like, that's not even original, that's not even funny.
Right. I love how they tried to give him a tip jar as a diss, and he was like, this isn't even funny, but he still pocketed the money.
He pocketed the money.
It was so good.
That was so the best. Good. He was like, and I'm gonna take these quarters.
Yeah. And I'm glad that they kind of told us how old Tabitha is, because I wasn't quite sure. And now I know.
I was talking a lot of trash last week, and I take it all back because I just thought she was young. Black don't crack, and I assumed she was, not age appropriate for Jughead. But it turns out she is. She talks about how she got all these fancy degrees, how she worked for Fortune 500 companies. And then she's like, I take all that knowledge and invest it in my family business.
Mm-hmm. Which I'm here for. And then, being Jughead's help, resource, she's like, you should go talk to this dude. I found this guy for you to talk to, Mr. Dreyfus. I was a little sad it wasn't Richard Dreyfus when he showed up. I wanted a little Mr. Helmtopus, a little Jaws action. But that's fine.
I mean, I don't know if it was just
things to do.
If it was just me, but we've already got TBK.
Oh,
and we don't know anything about that. And now we're introducing this whole Mothman, alien, sci-fi BS. And I'm just like, I was so happy for the Gargoyle King thing. And I like D&D, but it was so it dragged. So I'm like, do we have to introduce more stuff? We haven't even learned about TBK. Come on.
I know you like D&D because you play it. Everyone should join us every Wednesday or Tuesday at 6:30. You're welcome. You like that plug? It's great. I'm getting creative. I went outside today, you guys. It's very exciting for me.
So I have mixed feelings because there's a part of me that loves the actual Mothman story. It is, if you don't know about it, you need to look it up. Listen to the My Favorite Murder episode that covers it. It is a ridiculous cryptid, and I be loving Mothman stories. But I agree with you. Stop introducing another mystery. I don't need another mystery. I don't need another story element. How are you going to tie all these things together by the end of the season in a satisfying way?
I just want Cheryl.
Just give me one. Just give me one storyline that follows all the way through, okay?
I just want Cheryl to punch Chadwick because he's so punchable.
Oh my God. Can we, Riverdale writers, can we put that in? That needs to happen.
We don't know who Tony's baby daddy is. We don't know about the TBK. We don't know what happened to Squeaky. We have no clue where Polly is. And now y'all gonna bring in some Mothmen.
right? And like he's like, my friends got abducted. And like Jughead's like, they all died from cancer, which is weird, right? It's like
it's spaceship radiation.
And we're in a panoramic, so I'm already like sitting back like, are we gonna get like a full season? Like y'all got time for 20 something odd episodes, because you never know. And
don't you curse us. Don't you curse us, Keiki.
I'm not cursing anything, but I'm just like, can't we err on like the side of like safety? Like,
just the side of caution and give me one plot with as few characters as possible, make it easy to follow and easy to film.
I know. It is a lot. It is a lot. It is a lot. Like, I concur. And this, like, now, have I missed any? Hold on, I'm looking before I get here. Okay, so in this episode, even going on the like bajillion storylines, this episode leaves us with 2 cliffhangers before they go on their 2-week hiatus, right? So we are now left with the arm sticking out of the ground that they got to see if it's Polly. It's probably not, but it's going to be some other dead body.
It's going to be the squeaks.
Yeah, it's squeaky. Squeaking. It's gonna be Polly, and now we have this Mothman thing that Jughead and Tabitha are gonna go down this rabbit hole, and now we have Hiram also, who's still so angry, and even now more so angry. Oh, we got a third cliffhanger. So angry about Veronica giving Archie the money for the football team that he lit his house on fire. We all know it was Hiram. His porch, his back porch, everything aflame, with him and Jughead inside.
I'm sorry, that is a bit of an overreaction. Like, you could have just egged his house. You could have TP'd it. Like,
he also took that trap house from the ghoulies,
Mm-hmm.
He took back his home that was a trap house. So I don't know.
It could be the ghoulies. That's a fair point.
But who do the ghoulies work for, though? They work for Hiram. Like, Hiram's the one who gave him the house in the first place.
Yeah.
So there was a lot, guys. A lot happened. They left us with a lot. We got Veronica just had to sing, just had to get it out. What? Are we getting a musical episode this season?
No.
Don't you, Chris? Don't you wish that evil on us?
We don't got time for that.
And I love it.
We don't got time for that.
I love a musical.
We can't bring it.
It's not COVID safe.
No.
It's not COVID safe to have that many damn people. Do you see how spaced out those desks are at that school? That is not real life. We all have 45 to a classroom.
I know. I wish. I don't even have a picture of students. I don't have anything. I wish I would have, but I have this with that cute top. Anyway, hold on. I got this with that interesting outfit she's wearing. But that's all I got at the school. Guys, did I miss anything? This episode was weird and good. I liked it. The sucker punch in the face was my favorite thing.
I just wish the editing was different. If they had edited it to where we just had longer bits with one character, then I'd have been like, yes, A+. But we were back to like.
Mm-hmm. And they were doing so well. It flowed so much better. I don't know. Maybe they just were like, it's taken us too far from where we are. But this season is basically season 1 all over again, but as adults. Like the formula is the same. So I don't know.
Maybe they think it's
season
slow.
1 only had one mystery though. This one has everybody gets a mystery.
Yeah, season 1 was also 13 episodes. So there you go. That's.
This season is going to be lucky if it's 13 episodes. Let's be real.
Don't you put that in the YouTube. If I got scolded for it, you got to get scolded for it too.
Oh man! All right, I didn't miss anything? We covered all the things. We covered all the things.
Yep. See you guys in detention.
I think Cheryl's back, y'all. I think the whole move with the Vixens is bring her back, and we're gonna have her in every episode. Like she's coming to the school. She's gonna be
no more Grey Gardens.
No more Grey Gardens. I think she's gonna help Tony coach the Vixens. So that's what I think.
It better be, because I miss her.
I know, me too. All right, guys. Well, we are gonna leave you with a special thing since the episode ended with 3 million cliffhangers. The next episode does not return for 2 weeks, not until Wednesday, March 10th. It feels so far away, but we will be back next week because we are going to do something we never do, which we've only done once. And we're going to do a reaction video to the promo for the episode to come. And we'll drop that next week so that you will still get your Riverdale fix here on Poppin' Off It Pops. Make sure that you guys like this video, share it with your friends, comment along like you always do because you guys are awesome, and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on any other angsty videos. Until Riverdale returns March 10th.
Bye.